Hello and a very good evening. You're now watching The Nightline with me, Razi Ahmad. First of all, thank you for joining us. As always, let's get right into the news. First, an update on the global death toll incurred by the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Johns Hopkins University, the overall number of global coronavirus deaths have surpassed 1.39 million.
The US is the worst hit country with the world's highest number of cases at 307,000 cases, followed by Brazil with an overall 183,000 cases. India and Mexico recorded death tolls of more than 144,000 and 115,000 respectively. Countries that surpassed 36,000 deaths are Argentina, Peru, Colombia, and Russia. Meanwhile, other countries recorded 25,000 death cases and below.
79th highest total COVID-19 cases in the world. With 1,295 new COVID-19 cases reported today, Malaysia's cumulative coronavirus infections have topped China's.
Malaysia's total number of COVID-19 cases is now 87,913, higher than a cumulative 86,770 reported cases in the Chinese mainland, with its 1.4 billion population, almost 43 times bigger than Malaysia's estimated 32.7 million population. Other Asian countries reporting a largest number of coronavirus infections than Malaysia are Indonesia, which ranked 19 at 636,154 cases, the Philippines at 28 with 452,988, and Myanmar at 69 with 110,667. Malaysia today logged 1,220 new COVID-19 cases. The new additions push Malaysia's cumulative confirmed coronavirus cases to 89,133 and increased the number of active cases to 14,671. The Health Ministry has detected 3 new COVID-19 clusters known as the Jalan Rusa cluster and Pacific Construction Site cluster in Kuala Lumpur and the Maringkan cluster in Sabah.
Sarawak's 4-day streak of zero COVID-19 cases ended today after 9 new cases were detected. 4 of them were Indonesian citizens who recently returned to work and underwent COVID-19 screening at a private healthcare facility on December 6.
4 Indonesian women who were confirmed COVID-19 positive in Kuching on Wednesday were found to have returned to Kalimantan. The women have boarded a bus from Cebu to Antikong via Sirian at 1 p.m. on Wednesday. The police had attempted to contact the women but failed. The cases were classified as Import A cases. Overall, Sarawak recorded a total of 1,084 infections. Meanwhile, Cebu, with 6 cases detected, has reverted from a green zone back to a yellow zone.
The selection of the COVID-19 vaccine produced by international pharmaceutical companies Pfizer is based on an interim report of clinical trials of its effectiveness level, which is 95%. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said the report was published in the New England Journal of Medicine on December 10.
Khairi added that the government had access to the data to assess the quality, safety and effectiveness of the vaccine.
Vaksin ini juga telah mendapat Emergency Use Authorization daripada 7 negara, termasuklah United Kingdom, Amerika Syarikat, Bahrain, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Mexico dan Singapura. Walau bagaimanapun, keputusan penggunaan vaksin tersebut di Malaysia masih tertakluk kepada pendaftaran dan kelulusan daripada bahagian Regulatory Pharmacy Negara, NPRA, Kementerian Kesihatan.
He said this in presence to Bagan State Assemblyman Lim Guan Eng. Furthermore, he said the Special Committee on COVID-19 Vaccine Supply Access, which was established earlier, was also considering other vaccines that are in Phase 3 of clinical trials. The vaccines are aimed at cultivating herd immunity of up to 70% of the country's total population. An announcement on the matter and a list of priority vaccine recipients will be made soon.
Welcome back. Sarawak Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department will launch Ops Selamat starting December 18 to January 1st, 2021. Chief Superintendent Alexan Nagachabu said the operation aims to reduce road accidents in Sarawak during the festive season. In addition to enforcing the law, this operation also aims to create a safe environment for road users by posting police officers and traffic enforcers in locations that frequently experience traffic congestion.
Selain itu, operasi ini juga bertujuan untuk mencegah jenayah, iaitu jenayah pecah rumah, iaitu dengan membuat rondaan berkala di lokasi-lokasi yang telah dikenal pasti sering berlaku kejadian pecah rumah ini bagi memastikan premis dan juga rumah-rumah kediaman yang ditinggalkan oleh penghuni yang balik bercuti supaya rumah-rumah ini berada dalam keadaan selamat dan bebas daripada sebarang pelakuan jenayah, iaitu jenayah pecah rumah.
At the same time, Sarawak Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department will also implement Ops Lampu Isyarat Merah, which has been enforced by Bukit Aman Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department on December 15. This operation will be implemented simultaneously with Ops Selamat in Sarawak until December 31st, 2020.
Operasi lampu isyarat merah ini bertujuan untuk mengambil tindakan ke atas mereka yang melakukan kesalahan melanggar lampu isyarat warna merah dan iaitu ketika mereka menunggang ataupun memandu di atas jalan raya. Dengan ini, saya berharap kedua-dua operasi ini akan dapat mencapai matlamat dan akan berjaya mencapai matlamat yang telah disasarkan. Iaitu yang pertama adalah mengurangkan kadar kemalangan jalan raya di tempoh musim perayaan ini dan juga mengurangkan kes kejadian pecah rumah di sepanjang tempoh musim perayaan ini.
3 people were killed while 5 others suffered injuries in a horrific road collision along Trusan Road in Lawas on Wednesday. The incident involved 2 people in a sedan which crashed into a subcompact car carrying 6 individuals.
According to Lawas Fire and Rescue Department, they received the call regarding the incident at 6:30 p.m. and a team of firefighters was deployed to the location. Firefighters arrived at the location and conducted a size-up operation as all the victims had been carried out from their vehicles by members of the public. The female driver of the Perudua Kancil succumbed to her injuries at the location while a front passenger died in the emergency room at Lawas Hospital. Meanwhile, the passenger of the Honda City sedan, who was a Filipino national, died of his injuries on the way to the hospital while the driver sustained serious injuries. Early investigations found the collision occurred due to the recklessness of the Honda City driver who failed to control the car as it careened to the path of the oncoming kancil.
Jadi dalam kejadian ni ada 3 orang meninggal. Yang pertama yang meninggal adalah pemandu kepada kenderaan kereta Perudua Kancil, iaitu seorang perempuan berumur 47 tahun meninggal. Itu yang pertama. Dan yang kedua adalah penumpang kepada kereta kancil ini, iaitu seorang perempuan yang bernama Margaret yang meninggal di Hospital Lawas. Dan seorang lagi mangsa yang meninggal dalam kejadian ini adalah penumpang kepada kereta Honda City. Honda City ini yang meninggal ni adalah seorang warga negara Filipina berumur 55 tahun, iaitu lelaki. Dan jumlah keseluruhan mangsa yang terlibat dalam kemalangan ini ialah untuk kereta kancil dia ada 6 orang menaiki kereta kancil itu dan untuk kereta Honda City itu 2 orang.
The case is being investigated under Section 41 Clause 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987.
A female cashier sustained serious injuries when her sundry shop in MJC Batukawa was robbed around 7:30 p.m. last night. Police are now searching for the armed perpetrator.
Pedawan District Police Chief Superintendent Aidilbol Hassan said the cashier was attacked with a meat cleaver which left her with a 7 cm scratch on her right arm after the suspect had grabbed her smartphone worth 2,500 ringgit. The Keisha sustained serious injuries after she tried to stop the suspect. The Keisha then gave a chase, however the suspect managed to escape behind the shop lot. The police managed to leave a fingerprint believed to be belonging to the suspect and currently hunting the man who is described as 160 centimeters tall and was wearing a red hoodie over a dark-colored t-shirt and pants during the robbery. Aidil said the case was being investigated under Section 394 of the Penal Code for causing hurt during a robbery.
Several artifacts have been found during excavation works for a sewerage project in the compound of the Central Police Station on Thursday. State Museum Department Deputy Director Dayang Morzana Awanghadi said they had received a report on the findings from the Public Works Department, or JKR.
She added such study work is being carried out by the department's archaeological unit. It is learned that most of the discoveries were in the form of pottery, either from China or Europe, and possibly from the Middle East. One of the discoveries was a glass pill bottle, believed to have been made in London in the 1880s.
Pondok Stay, a relatively new product with potential to be explored as a key offering to appeal to international tourists. A unique tourism niche that combines Islamic tourism, edu-tourism, and community-based tourism. An initiative that Malaysia's key industry players are keenly undertaking and are being celebrated for.
The Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Datuk Sri Hajah Nancy Shukri, lauded the move by Malaysia's industry players in diversifying their tourism product offerings to cater to the Muslim tourist market. She was commenting on the efforts of pondok operators throughout Malaysia who offered touristic facilities such as accommodation and experiences such as silat performance, fireworks shows and communal work with the local communities on top of religion-related classes. Fatima added, adequate support in terms of research and marketing, Pondok Stay can become another exemplary tourism product that champions local communities and their culture, much like homestay and kampong stay. Datuk Sri Hajah Nancy said that as the product is gaining attention, proper guidelines need to be in place to define what constitutes Pondok Stay to ensure a top-quality, holistic and inclusive product.
All right. The government has no plans to provide exemptions on stamp duty for the transfer of property from parents to children at this time. According to Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz, the 100% exemption on stamp duty is only for the transfer of assets between husband and wife.
Kerajaan telah mengumumkan peremitan duty stamp sebanyak 50% diberikan ke atas surat cara pindah milik bagi urusan pindah milik harta tanah atas dasar kasih sayang antara ibu bapa kepada anak atau sebaliknya. Hasrat peremitan duty ini diberikan adalah bagi menggalakkan urusan pindah milik harta antara ibu bapa dan anak dilakukan semasa hidup bagi mengelakkan berlakunya permasalahan tuntutan harta setelah berlaku kematian antara salah satu pihak yang berkenaan. Selain itu, ia juga bertujuan untuk mengurangkan kes tuntutan harta pusaka di mahkamah pada masa akan datang.
He said this in response to a question from Datuk Muhammad Nizar Zakaria. Tengku Zafrul added that the stamp duty is also intended to reduce cases of inheritance claims and remission which had been applicable since January 1st this year. He also said that it only involves recipients who are Malaysian citizens.
The iconic Penang ferries remain in service. Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz said this will be the condition set by the government to Penang Port Sendirian Berhad, or PPSB.
Zafrul told the Dewan Rakyat today that 30 million ringgit has been approved by the federal government and will be channeled to PPSB.
Saya ingin mengesahkan bahawa peruntukan tersebut seperti yang diluluskan sebelum ini akan dibayar dalam dua ansuran tahunan. Peruntukannya 15 juta ringgit untuk tahun 2021 adalah termasuk dalam peruntukan yang telah diluluskan dalam RUU Perbekalan 2021. Baki 15 juta akan disediakan. Ya. Kerajaan akan memastikan supaya pihak Penang Port akan disyaratkan untuk meneruskan perkhidmatan feri Pulau Pinang yang ikonik dan berwarisan.
Zafrul said this in his winding-up speech on the motion to increase the allocation for the temporary measures for government financing Coronavirus Disease 2019 Amendment Bill 2020 to the Dewan Rakyat on Thursday. Previously, Penang Port announced that the ferry service bridging the link connecting Penang Island to Seberang Perai for the last 126 years will be replaced by speedboats this coming January 1st. Meanwhile, those who commute with bicycles and motorcycles will use the existing ferries.
The government has been urged to raise the minimum wage requirement for the Disabled Workers Allowance, or EPC, in line with the recent revision of the National Poverty Line Income, or PLI. Senator Ras Ariba Razi said that currently only those earning 1,200 ringgit and below are eligible for the EPC, despite the fact that PLI has been revised to 2,208 ringgit in July.
Bagaimana pula mereka yang berpendapatan lebih 1,200 tetapi masih menanggung kos perubatan, sara hidup, pengangkutan serta teknologi bantuan yang tinggi. Bagaimana pula keadaan bagi OQ di bandar yang menanggung kos sara hidup begitu tinggi seperti sewa bilik atau rumah, harga makanan dan seumpamanya.
She said this during the debate and winding up of the Supply Bill 2021 at the Dewan Negara sitting. She also hoped that the government can increase the monthly assistance of the Social Welfare Department for the disabled to 1,000 ringgit as announced by Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin in August. She said that based on the current economic situation in the country and the high cost of living, the monthly assistance is crucial for the disabled.
Malaysia's economic growth is likely to rebound next year on the back of an effective rollout of the COVID-19 vaccination program, continuous export movement, and build-up in consumption and investment.
World Bank Group's senior economist Shakirateh Sharifuddin said the bank expects the first vaccination program to be rolled out in the first quarter of 2021. She said sector-wise, it seems that there has been a pickup in the manufacturing sector in the third quarter, particularly in the electrical and electronics sector. Additionally, agriculture sectors are also very resilient. The World Bank projected Malaysia's economy to grow by 6.7% in 2021 after contracting by 5.8% in 2020. Subject to numerous uncertainties such as the deployment of an effective vaccine and the robustness of a rebound in global growth.
Lembaga Tabung Haji has launched its online account money deposit service via POS Online on their official website.
In a statement today, Tabung Haji said the move is in line with Tabung Haji and Post Malaysia's effort to improve their services digital-wise for convenience and efficiency. Besides that, it is also to ensure that the implementation of the compliance due diligence is fully met. Tabung Haji said as such, deposit services for Tabung Haji accounts via Post Malaysia branch countries will be discontinued. More details can be obtained from the Tabung Haji through calling, faxing and emailing their contact center. Lembaga Tabung Haji is an Islamic institution that continuously strives to provide various facilities which are comprehensive and systematic for the welfare of Malaysian Haji pilgrims.
Johor Darul Tazim JDT Football Club is now the first official partner of the United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF, in Southeast Asia in the effort to carry out their noble humanitarian mission.
The historic collaboration, announced by JDT owner Tunku Ismail Sultan Ibrahim at a media conference at Sultan Ibrahim Stadium here today, is seen as the club's ongoing move to strengthen its brand internationally. The Tunku Mahkota of Johor also said that the cooperation was in line with the foundation and policy of JDT, which has always been involved in welfare and humanitarian activities with focus on the younger generation.
JDT's principles and policy have always been about children across the world, not just in the country. Whatever we can provide in terms of education, safety, awareness and healthcare, that is our main target. We have also had the history of participating in a lot of humanitarian services and charitable services as well. So today I'm happy to announce that we are collaborating, a partnership that the club is working together with UNICEF.
Tunku Ismail also hinted that the UNICEF logo may appear in the front of the team's jersey for next season's competition. Meanwhile, UNICEF's representative to Malaysia, Dr. Rashid Mustafa, said the partnership is expected to develop mentally and physically healthy children who will grow up to be responsible Malaysians.
And that concludes the Nightline. Thank you for watching. As always, I am Radzi Ahmad. Have a good night and stay safe.